If I were Caitlin Clark, I would seriously consider going to play overseas somewhere and get the royal treatment and get real money.
From the Saudis?
From somewhere. I mean, there's international.
She can't go to the Saudis.
Well, she can't go to the Russians either, as we saw that, Brittany Griner got stuck there.
She did. Well, yeah, in jail.
Right. So
can't take that money from PIF.
But a lot of the women actually do play, in European leagues because they supplement their income. But now supposedly their income is going up here. And I know that Caitlin makes a ton of money off the court in terms of endorsements, and rightfully so. But I think that there's a petty jealousy, and she's a straight white basketball player. And she is not being treated with any sort of respect whatsoever.
That is former NFL player Norman Boomer Esiason speaking on Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark.
They were so egregious. I mean, a fist in the throat is crazy. It's crazy. It's dangerous. That was Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White after the Fever's 111-109 loss.
A game where Clark was roughed up, including what appeared to be a punch to the throat area that the replays caught.
Let's just get this point of order down first. The referees, the officials completely missed the call. Because this happened to Caitlin Clark, and we're in this mode where every time Caitlin Clark is fouled, anytime anybody breathes on her, it brings out the hottest, the most scorching of takes. So in Boomer Esiason's mind is that Caitlin Clark is straight and white and therefore deserves a little bit more respect. And what he said was racist. Right?
Hill wasn't done quote tweeting Esiason's video, writing, so is he implying that she should receive special treatment because she's straight and white? There's two more points here where Boomer Esiason is truly showing his entire behind. From AA, as Esiason noted, WNBA players frequently join international teams in the offseason, but contrary to Esiason's belief, if Clark goes overseas to play basketball, she's not going to a league that is less physical than the WNBA. And if she decides to withdraw from the WNBA, those endorsement deals will probably go away. Hill would bring up another really good point. So many of Caitlin Clark's fans feel that the WNBA simply does not deserve her.
Some of them really love to use her as the avatar to get off the most aggressive, racist, bigoted things that they really want to be able to say about Black women and say them loudly, and especially about Black queer women. In their mind, the reason they keep suggesting this is because they feel like it's punishment, and not just punishment to anybody, but in particular, this is what these gay Black women deserve, since 70% of the league is Black and you got a third of the league that is queer. And that's why all of their takes always sound so extreme, and there's an undertone of racism to a lot of them.
A fair point. And with Boomer Esiason, I can't be surprised by any of this because he has shown us exactly who he is.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Yeah. Big Blue Nation, it's a pleasure to be here. I gotta start this off with a Go Big Blue. I'd love it if y'all would follow with me. Go Big Blue. Go Big Blue, go Big Blue, go Big Blue. What an honor, what a privilege it is to be here. And without further ado, I'm grateful, I'm honored, I'm pleasured to introduce the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump.
When he campaigned for Donald Trump, and MAGA Republican/blackface guy from New York, Mike Lawler, defensive end Abdul Carter, a member, at least former, of Penn State University and a teammate of Jaxson Dart's, would tweet, then unfortunately delete, "Thought it was AI. What we doing, man?"
This was a real error on the part of Abdul Carter, not on the part of Jaxson Dart. Jaxson Dart was asked to do something to introduce the President of the United States. How many people get an opportunity to do something like that, regardless of who the president is? You may have hated Barack Obama. You may have hated Joe Biden. And some guys didn't want to go to the White House because they didn't like those presidents, just like other guys didn't want to go to the White House because they didn't like President Trump. But to put this out like a child on social media is ridiculous. And then when I heard, we spoke man to man, there was only one man on that call, and that was Jaxson Dart. You were a man who was late to meetings. You were a man who didn't live up to your draft choice. You're a man who wanted to wear number 56.
Terrell Owens, Hall of Fame wideout, one of the best to ever do it, would call Norman Boomer Esiason out. You're a bonehead. So him being late to meetings makes him not a man? Stop. Everyone has been late. So what? You were a high draft pick. I'm sure that you would say you didn't live up to your draft status. You must be a trumper too. Boomer Esiason is the same dude who would say of Dart that he wasn't political at all. But I guess people would say that since he was there. He was supporting the president, which is fine. He's allowed to do that. Just a complete dope, man. He's a dope. Then, with the Olympics.
Like I was sitting there watching, the freestyle skating by, our ice skating team, figure skating team that won the gold medal.
Are they happy to represent America?
Yeah, they seem to be happy to represent America. Not everybody is, but everybody should just pipe down and just do their sport and play for our country and respect the flag and respect everything that's going on.